What up? This is Rapids, and I got two stories for y'all today. One is about 600 Breezy getting out of jail early. And they're saying early because it looked like he was facing serious charges. And now all of a sudden he's home. Some of his ops got something to say about that. My second story we're going to cover is about Mimo 600. He got himself caught up in some serious stuff. So let's get started with the 600 Breezy case. So look, the thing with Breezy is he got picked up in August of 2025, and he got picked up in Wisconsin, and they was talking about he had a state RICO where they had to extradite him to somewhere over by New York or something. And he had to go over there and face charges, some serious charges. And it sounded like it had something to do with distribution of substances and stuff like that. And they're saying that he was involved in that. And so it looked like he didn't know anything about that. He was pretty surprised because he originally just was kicking it in Wisconsin and just hanging out. And all of a sudden he got pulled over, and he thought it was going to be some minor stuff, but it ended up being some serious stuff. So this was about 10 or 11 months ago, and people thought he was pretty much cooked and probably going to do several years behind that. But all of a sudden he's back home, and now his ops is calling it very suspicious. They're saying, how you get 10 months for a RICO and you back home already, plus with a previous criminal record? Because we all know Breezy ended up going to jail kind of at the peak of his career. And so he went to jail for some years and came home not too long ago, just maybe a couple years ago he came home. And then now all of a sudden he's back in there, and this time he comes home much quicker. And how you do that? Well, let's see what his ops got to say.
You even play with me. 600 Breezy. Bring us on to the goddamn this gang. Ain't nobody in history did 10 months for a RICO. Facts. That's impossible. Not no Fed case. I ain't saw no months on a Fed case. And I went to the Feds. That ain't even on the guideline chart. Go look at the guideline chart. Especially if you already got a background. 600 Breezy. You got some explaining to do. Bring to the interrogation room. Come on, bring it on back, man. You ain't did no 10 months.
And so look, the thing is, no one really knows the details about how he got home so early. So I think all that's going to start coming out as people start digging into this and requesting paperwork and stuff like that. I would suspect he went out there and probably was able to beat some of those charges with a good lawyer or something. Maybe some things got cleared up. And that's kind of what he was saying anyways, where the judge in Wisconsin was telling him about those charges, and he was saying he wants to go out there right away and, you know, go ahead and take him out there so he can clear some stuff up, because it sounded like he kind of had an idea what this was about, and his name probably got caught up in some stuff. Maybe he wasn't really involved in what they were saying he was involved in. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, because Breezy seems like a pretty solid individual. You know what I'm saying? He seems like he does his time like he's supposed to, and I don't really think Breezy is out there telling or anything, but I'm sure people still gonna look into it and see what really happened, because Little Zay Osama was kind of in that same situation where Little Zay Osama had gotten out early, having a thumper in New York, and they said it probably had a switch on it as well, and he didn't even do that much time for that, and people thought that was suspicious. So I don't know. I mean, we'll look into it more, and I'm gonna keep y'all updated as more information becomes available. So make sure you hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed and everything like that. Let's get into the Mimo 600 situation. So Mimo 600 was posting on his social media account where he had an ankle monitor, and on that video he was saying how, you know, he's kind of caught up in the situation. And so look, at first I thought he might have been trolling for views or something. Maybe he was trying to go viral, or maybe he was shooting a music video or something. I was suspecting, because, you know, no one really heard anything about him going to jail or nothing. So look, I dug more into this, and it looks like he probably really is caught up in something. It looks like he might be caught up in a federal RICO in Georgia. I dug up some paperwork, and looks like he got caught up with several other individuals. And so I believe Mimo 600's real name is Melvin or something like that, and it looks like he might have been caught up in maybe buying some straw purchases of some thumpers, and that's when you have someone else buy the thumper for you and you're not supposed to have one. And so it sounds like they caught them on that, and plus they caught them on controlled substances being distributed and stuff like that. Sounds like a bunch of pills and other things that the feds caught. And so looks like his name got caught up in that whole mess. Here's the thing, I'm coming to you with this breaking information that I dug up. And so make sure you hit that like button, because a lot of times I'll be breaking stories on this channel and it doesn't get the traction because y'all ain't liking the videos. And I'd be having some real breaking news for y'all all the time. So this time, let's make sure we get these likes up so that YouTube knows to push this video. Don't let this be another one of them videos where I'm breaking all this information and then 4 weeks later, all the other big channels are getting all the views off of these same stories that I broke to you guys early. So look, when it comes to this whole situation with Mimo, I just think that drill music is kind of falling off at the moment, you know? I mean, ever since King Von got unalived and ever since they got Dirk caught up in that situation, drill doesn't really have anyone holding it down right now. Mimo 600 and 600 Breezy don't have the name recognition like Dirk and them and Vaughn and Chief Keef. So with Mimo 600 and Breezy, they're kind of like second tier artists when it comes to drill. And, you know, they're official and everything, but the music isn't really doing what they wanted to do. It's not really bringing in the money that they needed to bring in, it's looking like. So they might have to resort to doing other things. And it looks like they both kind of got caught up in similar things with distribution of controlled substances and stuff. So that shows me that they really needed that bread. And this is if they actually were involved in that stuff. But this is all alleged, by the way. But look, when it comes down to it, I think that music probably wasn't bringing in the bread that they're used to having, because they got a taste of that good life for that little wave they were on when music was popping and when drill music was bringing in the bread that they did get. I think at that point they got kind of used to a certain lifestyle, and if they really were involved in anything that they're being charged with, that's probably because they might have fallen on hard times a little bit in the music game and they needed to keep up that lifestyle, and so they might have shifted back to street activities possibly. But Mimo 600 doesn't even seem all that worried about what's going on. I mean, for them to let him out on house arrest and for this not to even make a whole lot of noise in the media world, that seems kind of suspicious, because at the moment it's been pretty quiet. And so with Mimo 600, it looks like he's out on house arrest, and maybe that's a sign that they don't have as much on him as they probably wanted if they really wanted to keep him in there. And another thing is, are they going to want to maybe talk to him about his time with OTF? Because a lot of the OTF crew has been getting caught up, even members that aren't really caught up in the Dirk case. It looks like some of the other OTF members had gotten caught up in some situations on their own. And so since this is a Fed charge for Mimo, are they going to want to maybe talk to Mimo about his time with Little Dirk and them, and maybe trying to make a deal with him? Maybe they want to find out more about Little Dirk. So we'll see what's going on with that. So let me know what you think about these stories. I'm gonna get up out of here, y'all. Like I said, make sure you hit that like button. Let's get over 100 likes on this video. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow Rap HITZ on social media and all that. Sign up to Rap HITZ free email newsletters. All links are in the comment section and description box. And also, if you want to check out my members only video, you can become a YouTube member for as little as $1, and you're gonna help this channel out. Plus, you'll get access to all my secret members only videos. So that's it for today, y'all. This has been Rap HITZ. I'm out. Click my affiliate link in the comment section and description box if you want to purchase this Bluetooth boombox for the low. It hooks up to your device by Bluetooth. It has lights you can turn on or off. It gets loud. It has lots of bass. It has long battery life. You just charge it up like a phone. It's the same boombox I use, so you know that it's the best one you can find. So yeah, links in the comment section and description box.